Are you kidding me?
How's it being a lumberjack? All right, sorry. Ash, go ahead.
What a hoot. When I purchased my car, Trey, it came with. I paid through the loan for the service package where I show up, for the first 60,000 miles and get free oil changes. So I take my car to the dealership because of the service plan that I have. For whatever reason, the waiting room, which is actually kind of nice at the Honda dealership, they have freshly popped popcorn out of a movie theater, like the big box with the sliding glass door and the big metal basin that pops the corn. All you can eat popcorn. They've got waters and sodas and stuff like that. So it's, they try to at least make you feel a little bit comfortable. They've got large desk if you're working, which I always end up having to do. I'll have my laptop.
A complimentary desk?
Like multiple ones.
Wow.
Yeah. And
so
they've got
know
outlets.
You're sitting there for a while is the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. And they've got outlets so you can plug all your crap up. And it's if you've got something to do, it's not a bad place to have to sit for a few hours. The negative part of it, though, and I am reminded every 6 months of this, and I forget this man exists until I get here, and it's because I guess I always insist on going for these appointments at 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. So I guess this is just the program that ESPN has on, but every 6 months I am painfully reminded of what an insufferable blowhard Stephen A. Smith
I
is.
knew when you said ESPN and you were complaining about a guy, I knew you were going to say Stephen A. Smith.
He is almost unbearable.
Yeah.
I don't know who this man's audience is, who is tuning in at 9:30 on a weekday to listen to this man's horrible opinions. I jotted down a quote. I thought I would share it because it blew my mind when I heard it the first time, and I shared it with Jesse already. But he's one of those guys where it's the whole thing of if I talk loud and shout, people will think I know what I'm talking about.
And use big words, yeah.
He correctly or incorrectly, yes.
Right.
Yeah. So, let me read this quote to you because Stephen A. Smith, everyone. Quote, "What's needed by his performance is an optimizational, enhanced focus on optimally assessing his situational scenarios." End quote. First of all, optimizational.
That's not optimizational. Is not a word.
It's not a
and
word.
Is that even a sentence? Like, does that even have like sentence structure? Does that even have all of the elements to?
Let me read it one more time. Let me take a second pass. Stephen A. Smith, everyone. Quote, "What's needed by his performance is an optimizational, enhanced focus on optimally assessing his situational scenarios." End quote.
That's not even a real answer either. Even if you
It's
fix
just
his
like
wording,
nonsensical.
he needs to focus on what the situation is.
It's like a very bad political answer, by a politician.
That's like a Biden quote.
Yeah, I don't even know what to make of it.
Yeah.
What's crazy to me is, like you said, who's watching Stephen A. Smith at 9 o'clock every morning. Like I don't really watch live TV at all. I mean, like I said last night, I watched the Thunder. But even outside of just basketball, like I don't watch. I mean, like daytime ESPN is just never on. in my house, but you got to think the audience has really fallen off the last few years just because of like the way content consumption is now with streaming and spreading different subscriptions around to different services. I mean, I guess there's still enough people who have cable or satellite to justify Disney or because Disney owns ESPN, Disney paying Stephen A. that much money to still be on the air, but it can't last for that much longer. I mean, you'd think. I don't know. But yeah, who is his target audience? Who's like
Waiting rooms.
Yeah. That and honestly, if he's put in 1 million waiting rooms around the country,
Exactly. He's getting the views.
then technically he has a viewership.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, presumably this man makes millions of dollars a year.
I think he has the biggest contract in the history of ESPN. I think he
guy.
makes.
Yeah.
I literally think he's on like a 9-figure contract or something, like an 8 or 9-figure contract. It's insane how much money he makes.
Unbelievable.
He is like the guy at ESPN.
Yeah, I'm actually looking him up right now
Well, I
because
was forced to listen to him for the better part of an hour.
Yeah.
And I told Jesse, it is amazing that someone can talk at length and say nothing.
$12 million a year.
Yeah. Highest paid talent at the company.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of, I don't know, same kind of feeling you get when you see the winners of the Oscars.
That's another. I don't watch that. I mean, I know what happened because. You just hear about it the next day on like Twitter or whatever, or X, whatever they call it now.
Apparently, Oppenheimer cleaned up.
Yeah, that I heard. But all those award shows, man, I don't think there's any value.
I
in
think
that.
it's only the people that are involved in the industry actually watch the shows.
But even then, if that's all who watched it, I mean, how can they justify spending that much money to hold that event and televise it?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, the whole idea, just in general, of spending any significant amount of time consuming what celebrities do just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I have better things to do than to keep track of what celebrities are doing. I mean,
Right. I think it's actually kind of a pitiable situation because I think your life has to be so shallow or so uneventful that you're desperately searching for something to give it depth, and that's a very sad place to have to turn to get. But yeah, so Honda reminded me of what a blowhard Stephen A. Smith is. Listen to this man bloviate for better part of 90 minutes. Dude, it would yeah, I'm just gonna stop.
I love when you text me every 6 months too, and it's about Stephen A. I'm like, Ashton's getting his oil changed. The poor guy who's got to deal with it. And every time I'm like, can you please just let me change your oil? But then he reminds me he's got the free package.
Yeah. Oh man, so let me give a shout out to Zach. My friend Zach, Trey, he has worked at Express Oil. He's a manager now for over 10 years. So he knows vehicles very well. The last couple of times that so the previous time that I went to Honda to get my oil changed, the basic service is free.
Mm-hmm.
Right? These guys want to at least make something off of you coming in. So there's all these extra services that they'll try to sell you on. And sometimes they'll give it to you, they'll present it to you in a way, it can kind of be like a doctor's appointment where they tell you, we'd like for you to have this testing done. We're not overly concerned about it, but it could be this. We just want to rule it out. And it's something significant.
Right.
And it's one of those things where there's just the ignorance factor of, dude, I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
So maybe this is something I need to do, and I don't want my car to get messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So last time I went, dude, I spent like $400.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, some of it was like there was one service that I had done. I don't remember what it was. It was like $175 that I needed to have done just based on the mileage that my car has been in. But there were some smaller things I did additionally. And after the fact, when I left, I kind of had that feeling of, dude, I probably just, got bamboozled a little bit. So I talked to Zach about it, and he said, yeah, buddy, that's kind of just a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really need that. I said, all right, next time I go, because the way Honda does this is they do their 130 multi-point inspection deal and come back and give you the report. So they send this text message, and it's got a link, and you click on it, and it says from urgent to like recommended, serious, whatever. There's like a red and a yellow of services they recommend that you have done. So they send this to me, and I've got 1 urgent and 4 recommended. The urgent is that I need to have new tires, which I do. I'm about to hit 50,000. I've never changed the tires on there. So tread's getting to a point where I need to do that. I'm not buying them from the dealership because they quoted like $1,100.
No way.
So
No
like,
way.
No.
Go to Costco and get tires.
My dad's actually got a fleet discount with Discount Tire
Okay.
with his business, so I'm going to do that. Anyway, the 4 recommended ones, 3 of these were, so let me read them to you, because I'm reading this and I'm like, there's no way this is legit. So I screenshotted them and sent them to Zach, and let me read these off. So the first one, $22, is an MOA oil fortifier. Okay, number 2, recommended for $32. A 44K platinum fuel system cleaner.
No.
Number 3, for $29.95, an ethanol defender treatment.
Defender, fortifier, whatever.
So there was a defender, a
That's
fortifier,
like a commercial.
and a system cleaner, platinum system cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took screenshots of all 3, and I said, buddy, I need your professional opinion. Are these bullshit items, or do I need them?
Mm-hmm.
He said, all that's additives. The fuel system isn't bad to do, but I've never heard of fucking oil fortifier. This is a man that's been doing this for 10 years. So I checked the box of not today on all of
There you
them.
go.
Not today.
Not
Maybe
feeling
next
it.
time.
But yeah, I mean the 3 of those added up to $100.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
yeah.
some of them you're thinking like, all right, the oil fortifier sounds like junk,
Mm-hmm.
but the fuel system cleaner, and ethanol defender,
Yeah.
are these legit? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was my adventure at the. And they also wanted to purchase my car from me for $10,000 or something. I'm like, all right, no.
Nope.
It's like, if you don't want to do all of these, we could just buy the car from you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about it.
And you know what was great is that the 4th recommendation of on that list was a tire alignment. I'm like, if you're asking me to buy new tires, why am I
Yeah.
gonna say no to the tires and then do a tire alignment? Like, whatever.
They take advantage of the people that don't know or don't have people
Yeah.
like Zach that you
Yeah.
can call.
Yeah.
They're just like, sure, do all of it.
Oh, it helps to have friends in high places.
Yeah.
Buddy, thank you.
Yeah.
So,
You poor man.
would you have smelled bullshit on this?
Yeah.
You would have.
Yeah.
Trey, would you have known any better?
If I will say
I
this,
think those keywords.
even
is
if
what
I
you're looking for.
didn't, my personality is if it is not urgent, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
If they had marked it as not urgent, even if I didn't know
Yeah.
what it was, nope, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Do what you have to do. Don't charge me for
Change
anything
my
else.
oil.
If we can put it off, we're putting it off.
Which is why he had a flat tire for 6 months.
That's why.
Never touched it.
Why do today what we can do tomorrow?
Not because of lack of knowledge, but because of laziness.
If
I'll
not
admit.
now, then when?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
2025 or something like that. Who knows?
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man. So guys, I would say that we're pretty much in springtime at this point. The time change sucks, but I do actually like getting out of work. I typically get off between like 6 and 7, like leaving the building and there's still sunlight.
If it ever stopped with the time change, I would want it to be like this.
Yeah.
I don't like it being 5:30 and it being dark. That's so lame.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the fact of driving into work when the sun's still down. That part sucks.
Yeah, that would
That
suck.
part sucks. But other than that, I remember like I had the thought when we talked about this last time. I like when it's dark at like 6 o'clock because then I feel like we have another 5 hours before we have to go to bed and the sun's down. But I've liked it this week. Like I've gone home and I still had 3 or 4 hours of daylight. It was nice. So I think I'm now on the side of I like it now.
Once we hit summertime, but springtime to a certain extent too, there's just something about sitting outside at like 7, 8 o'clock at night, and hanging out with people, like maybe having a drink, just, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just something nice about it. You can't do that kind of stuff in the winter.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
I went into the garage last night with my dad and Mr. Draca. I had a beer and a cigar, like as the sun was going down. Like my dad had the chickens running around. Like the car was up on the lift. I was like, this is the vibe. I love it.
Free
So
roaming
it was
chickens.
right. Oh yeah, man. They just walk right next to you and lay down. You're like it's a freaking dog. It's great.
His dad has these chickens, Trey, and they are like dogs.
They're
Does he
great.
have them for eggs?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He bought 2 of them, Thelma and Louise, and he just when he gets home, they're like in the background, and he gets home, lets them out of the cage. They roam for a couple hours. When the sun goes down, they walk into the cage, and he gets back, shuts it. But like when he's working in the garage on the lift, working on cars, the chickens are just hanging out, like smelling wrenches, licking up oil. It's nuts. They're nuts.
Licking up oil. Does that affect
Yeah, he
their
tries
eggs?
to kick them away. It's not good, but
Yeah.
they do it. But dude, they're freaking great.
Julianna's dad, I think, wants to get chickens. They have like a garden and stuff, and they have like some fresh vegetables. And Julianna wants to start doing that. So I bought like one of those little raised bed things, so that way she could start doing that. We have like cucumbers, carrots, and zucchini.
Nice.
But she's waiting until either next weekend or the week after to plant because it's supposed to get cold again next week. But yeah, her dad wants to get chickens for eggs, and then he wants to get bees
Oh, cool.
Wow, that's cool.
for honey,
Yeah.
which would be awesome.
Yeah.
That seems a little bit more labor intensive.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, he's retired, but he would be like really, really good at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all about, the
Self-sustainability.
Being able to do things, and, not having to go to the grocery store, get your produce if you just pick it out of the garden.
Yeah.
How cool is that? We
Yeah.
got like that, like fresh herbs, like rosemary and like basil and stuff like that. They're going to be out there. So she wants to expand it. There's only so much we can do in the house we have right now because of that hill. But eventually, if we move somewhere else and we're on like more flat land, we'll probably have a bigger setup.
If you guys end up doing that type of like rosemary basil stuff, I
Mhm.
recommend mint. My mom has a garden where she has rosemary, basil, oregano, I think, and then mint. And mint, like she puts it in her tea and stuff.
Yeah.
But it makes the whole back smell fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Just a couple little mint leaves, and I think they're very low maintenance.
Okay.
Then they smell.
Yeah.
great.
Usually, I think a lot of those herbs are pretty low maintenance. Like the vegetables require a little bit more care. Some of them need more sunlight. Some of them need more water.
Mm-hmm.
They all take a while. I mean, like I think like it's going to be like 2 months or whatever before all the stuff grows. But
yeah.
But
once you start to get it going, you're gonna enjoy it. Man.
Yeah. But there's like exactly. But it's like all the vegetables. And then like she bakes and stuff. So I like all the natural stuff.
There's something more satisfying about that too.
Yeah.
When you go outside and pick
Yeah.
your own stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. So
So the trip you took up to the mountains, you went with Maddie and Corey.
mm-hmm.
Have you ever been on a couples trip?
Yeah, we've gone with them, Corey and Maddie, on several different getaways. So there we hang out with them, try to about like once a month or so, and we've actually gone up to the mountains with them 3 or 4 times, I want to say.
Cool.
So yeah, we've been doing that with them for a while. So yeah.
Good trip.
Yeah, really good. Really relaxing. Took 3 days off of work. Went up to Gatlinburg. Did all the touristy Gatlinburg things. So, really good, really fun.
Are you a cabin guy? I mean, like, do you
Yeah.
enjoy hanging out at the cabin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I prefer the mountains to the beach. I mean, I like the beach too, but there's like just something nice about being able to escape.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm with you.
yeah.
I'm a mountain guy.
Yeah.
If I didn't go to I know Ashton's is different. If I didn't go to the beach for the rest of my life, I'd be okay. I'm kind of that, not like against it, but it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably the same way. We're actually going to the beach this year, but it's for my grandma's 80th birthday. So I mean that'll be fine. But yeah, if I had to choose between the mountains and the beach, I'd pick the mountains. So.
Mm-hmm.
I like it both.
Mm-hmm.
Just like getting away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did we get a date for the mountains?
No.
Oh. You had a lot going on this week. I'll give you a pass.
It's been a crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I will
understand
find out.
that. Okay.
Even though I said I'd find out Monday, I'll find out
I know,
Monday.
and then it was like, it was Tuesday. Yeah, I'll find out at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I understand. We're planning a trip in June, I think.
Jesse's birthday.
Another mountain getaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, yay! Now I get to. use
Yeah,
the
it's going to
B-
be another week.
The C-list band.
Yeah.
C list.
Not even B?
No, we're skipping past B. You remember last time y'all were off? I texted you twice
You did.
that I missed you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. It's one of those texts where it makes you feel good, but it makes you feel sad at the same time. You know, that we're not there. I texted, we were talking on Wednesday, I think, or something. And I was like, I feel off when I don't practice on Wednesday anymore.
Yeah, it's like, I just have a routine.
Yeah.
At this point.
That's what Ashton said. Yeah. He feels off when he's
Feels
not there.
empty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when we went to the mountains with Corey and Maddie, we came back and I wasn't on. You guys
Mhm.
were on, and just sitting out in the congregation, it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I just wanted to be up there playing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I like the routine.
mm-hmm.
I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to Wednesdays. It's my most stressful day of the week, but I look forward to it
Yeah.
because of that.
It would suck if I didn't have a way to play music with other people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can only
Yeah,
play in
same.
your bedroom so much.
Yeah.
before it
Yeah.
gets-
Yeah,
gets
true.
old.
I like knowing. I mean, I think we've got the band down at this point where, for the most part, there's some consistency. You know, it's one thing to like go and play. It's another thing to know the predictability that it's going to be really good on Wednesday rehearsal. Like, I don't have to think about rehearsal whenever I know if it's like who's the band we got next week. Jesse, I don't think you're on, but it's like Taylor, Ashton,
Yeah.
Tim, and
Steven.
Jonatas is on bass and Steven's on. Like, I just know, even though we're playing new songs, it's gonna sound really good. There's not gonna be a lot to correct in rehearsal. You can just sit there and just enjoy the music, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I really like. But yeah,
All right. I want to talk about Mario.
Sweet.
And I think Trey has something else he wants to talk about with video games. But
I'll bring it up later. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
so
Good know where to
We're
be.
at-
we
We're coming up on 2 hours, so we got time.
nice.
Really? Feels like we've only been here for 30 minutes.
Nah.
That's the magic of
It's
nowhere
because
to
we
be.
love us.
How long has Mario Wonder been out? It came out around October, right? It came out when we went to the cabin last.
Yes, because we were all going to buy it, and then none of us bought it. It was that week it came out. Or it was the week after, but it was like we were all going to get it and play it in the cabin. Remember?
Yeah.
and we didn't. Nobody got it.
But we bought it
Mario
the week after
Wonder?
it came out.
Mario Wonder. It's the newest Mario game.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of? Is it just like a little
It's
a party game?
That's
or?
a full. It's a Mario
Okay.
IP. 2D side, the 3D side scroller. 2D. Right.
So it's kind of a hybrid. On the map, you can move around in 3D,
Mm-hmm.
but on the levels, it's side scroller.
Okay.
There's 3D elements to the side scrolling, but you're moving from left to right. It's very much like a Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3
Mm-hmm.
game. It honestly might be my favorite Mario game ever.
Really?
It is just a home run in every aspect. The level design, the music, the character selection. I feel like it's got a really strong character selection.
Do you pick more than one though? Sorry to butt in there, but do you?
Typically, Mario is just who I
Yeah.
want to play as.
Yeah.
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 I do like playing Luigi, and if I'm playing with other people, I'll either play as Luigi or play as Yoshi.
Mm.
Does anyone pick Toad ever?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna be honest. I think
pick Yoshi and Mario Kart. That's how I always pick
I
Yoshi.
think Tim is a Toad guy. When we were growing up, I feel like I remember him picking Toad in Mario 2. But maybe that's because he had different abilities in that game. But no, I
Okay.
didn't pick Toad.
Yeah, Mario 2 was Super Mario Brothers 2 was Toad was kind of OP.
Mm-hmm.
He could move really fast
Yeah, that's probably why. But no one just picks
for
Toad.
strategic. Yeah, no one's like Toad's my spirit animal. Like that's the guy I relate to.
Spirit mushroom.
I'm a Luigi guy. I always pick Luigi.
Luigi seems to always have a slight buff in jumping.
Does he?
And his legs like flail when he jumps. Like he jumps and they just
Yeah.
No, man, like I would say I am 70% of the way through. So Trey, you go through the first world, it's like 10 levels, whatever. It's the same Mario story. They're in a new kingdom instead of the Mushroom Kingdom. It's the Flower Kingdom. But, Bowser's the dragon in the mythical story. Bowser swoops in, steals the virgin, indiscriminately kills people, and, you're off to save the princess from the clutches of the dragon. So
do you think Peach is a virgin? Can we park?
Are we really getting into
Do we want to
that
park here?
Yeah.
We can speculate
He
on
said
this?
the virgin.
on, like, symbolically, mythologically?
Damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not a virgin. Do you think after 15 Mario games, he hasn't
Reach Pound Town? I don't know.
solidified the situation? You know what I mean?
He's
No?
yeah, but I don't know. The man's a plumber. She might not be into that.
Some people are into hard-working men.
Hey, listen, there's got to be a reason he's working so hard for it, right?
Uh-huh. What do you
'Cause
think he keeps
he
going
could.
back?
He could watch, and I would probably take this attitude as she's being flown off of saying, "Dude, that sucks," and I'd continue.
Damn.
On. Like, geez, that could have been me.
Yeah. Dodged another bullet.
All right, who's playing tonight? All right, can we get off the virginity of Mario
Fine.
characters and back to Mario Wonder?
Fine.
I
I just doubt it.
So, Dre,
You stopped too, and you know
Well,
it. You
I
laughed.
mean,
When he said virgin, you
no,
laughed.
I know.
We shared a look.
This is
and
not
you
what I
know-
expected.
we shared a look. All right,
Okay.
so Peach gets kidnapped. Bowser is in his floating castle in the sky and is surrounded by 6 chomps. No, they're piranha plants, but they're like this new breed of piranha plants that are giant clouds. and they're basically encircling Bowser's castle, and you
Mhm.
can't get to it until all 6 are defeated.
'Kay.
So there's 6 worlds. Each world has what's called a Wonder Seed. Once you clear the world, you get the Wonder Seed. The Wonder Seed absorbs one of the floating piranha plants. Once you get all 6, then you can fight Bowser,
Yeah.
save Peach. So it's very simple Mario-esque storyline. So not much there in terms of plot.
Mhm.
What is there is the game is just difficult enough to where it's a challenge, but you're not really spending more than, like, the hardest levels are maybe 7 to 10 lives. You kind of get the hang of it. And what's cool with this is that each world has each level has a difficulty ranking. So there's 1 to 5 stars. You kind of know going in, like, this one's going to be a little bit tougher than normal. In terms of power-ups, Mario kind of has the run-of-the-mill Fire Flower. There's a new one they introduced. It's an elephant, where he literally turns into an elephant with this big trunk, and he can just smack the absolute crap out of people with his trunk.
He swings it.
I mean, it's, big swings. He can suck up water with it, and that's really used to, like, throw water on these dehydrated plants, and they
Mhm.
spit out coins and this other purple currency that you have to collect in there. And then there's a Drill Mario. I don't know if Drill Mario's in other games, but he's got this drill cap on his head. He can burrow underground. You know, Goombas and everybody else walks over you, and you're fine. So nothing too crazy with power-ups. And then there's this mechanic they added called badges. There's 25 of them. And it just gives Mario, like, specific extra ability. So there's one where he charges up his jump for like 2 seconds, but you shoot super high up in the air.
Yeah.
And then there's a double jump. There's a parachute, which is the one I use like 95% of the time, where you jump and it just kind of glides you down. There's one to make you swim faster. There's an invisible one. So that adds a cool element to the game. Each level you want to collect 3 purple coins. There's 2... it's not Wonder Seeds. It's some other... They're like acorns. You collect 2 acorns. And then you want to jump to the top of the flagpole. Right? So Mario needs to be on the top of that pole when you get to the end of the level. Or else you got to do it all over again. So if you get the 3-2-1 combo, you get a big green check mark on the level. And that's when you know, like, I have 100% of this baby.
Mhm.
It's just a good time. I mean, it's a perfect mix of difficulty and a game that you can jump in, play for 15 minutes, play for an hour, knock out a few levels, and then you're like, that scratched my Mario itch. So I've probably put, I would say, between 7 and 10 hours into it. So not a ton, but Jesse's played it as well. So I'd like to hear what he thinks about it.
I like it.
3 words.
No, I don't know if I put it up.
We get
I knew you were
the
gonna
full
love that.
comprehensive breakdown of the
know.
game. I like
That
it.
was my Jordan answer.
Thank you.
That's good. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it is top 3 for sure. I'm still on like World 2, so I'm not too into it.
Fluff Puff Peaks.
Sure. I think that's it. The clouds.
Yeah.
Pink puffy clouds. I don't know. I mean, it took a long time for me to get into because it's more complicated than a normal Mario game, I guess. Once you learn all the power-ups and badges and 100%ing and all that stuff. But once you get into it, it's a good time. I'm usually more of a basic like Mario 1, 2, or 3 guy. Like I always go back to the originals. But it's up there. Top 3 for sure.
Trey, you can play up to 4 people at a time.
Mm.
That's when it's really fun.
Yeah.
Zach, Jesse, and I all played, and if someone dies, their body floats around, and you can jump up and revive them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So as long as everyone isn't all dead at the same time, for hard levels especially, it's nice because
yeah.
it's just like, dude, it would kind of be like in Destiny when someone would faint and
Yeah.
you'd have to res them.
Yeah,
Like, as
remember,
long as
yeah.
one person was alive and
Yeah.
trying to keep it going,
Yeah,
like, it was
yeah.
fun. And the other two people that are waiting are like, come on, man, come on, get over there, come on.
yeah.
They're like, come get me, and you're
Yeah.
floating around.
Yeah.
Dude, that crap in Destiny was stressful when you had to stand on top of that body for like whatever 5 or 6 seconds when you saw
Yeah,
that
yeah.
circle charge up and you're getting
Uh-huh.
lit up in all directions.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like that.
And when Mercy had her mass res, you'd have to fly in and just pray that you didn't get taken out.
I never played during that era when she
It was-
revived everybody.
It was a good time.
It was. Yeah.
If you were on the team,
And
I'm
was
assuming.
it? Didn't it used to not have like a channel time? Wasn't it just you ran in and boom, everybody was up?
I don't think so. Her original ult was like the max res.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So there would be clips, Jesse, where
Hmm.
there would only be a Mercy left, like hiding behind a corner, and there had been a team fight. All 5 people were dead, and they would wait on the perfect moment, and then Mercy would have that left trigger ability where she would just fly towards
Mhm. Yeah.
a player's icon or whatever you call it. And so they would fly in and hit the ult and just immediately res everyone.
Everybody's back to normal.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It was an OP.
That had to be
It was
frustrating.
very. Yeah. That didn't last for very long.
Now,
Yeah.
what they changed it to was she could fly, but they gave her the single res as the cooldown.
They made it where the res, like you said, it was just a normal ability at a very long cooldown,
Yeah.
but you could only res one person, and it had like a 5-second channel. We had to sit there and hold it, and you could
Mhm.
obviously get killed really quickly. And
What-
then her ult is like where she like pulls out her wings and she flies around all over, and she can heal a bunch of people at one time. So.
Oh, okay.
And I think that once you pop the ult, it would reset the cooldowns.
That's probably
Because
true,
I
yeah.
think that what people would do is if there were 2 down, they would res, hit the ult, and then res again.
that might be true. Yeah,
It was crazy OP,
yeah.
just insane.
Mm-hmm. You were a killer Mercy player, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well, when we were picking teammates or picking, you're like, do you want to be DPS? And I picked DPS. You're like, I'll be Mercy. I'm like, this is gonna be a good match. I'd pick Reinhardt and he could go Mercy.
Mhm.
I'm like, this is gonna be fun
Yeah.
because you're never gonna die
Yeah.
with him as Mercy.
I miss the old Overwatch days.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
played in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole big meme around Overwatch now is you go look on Steam and the reviews are overwhelmingly negative.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the worst reviewed game of all time on Steam, right? That's like the whole meme behind it. But when in the first year or two of Overwatch, and it was 6-on-6, there's so much hype, and there wasn't like all the microtransactions and battle passes and stuff. It was just good gameplay, dude. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And especially the first year of Overwatch League. I think it was like the height of Overwatch just in general.
Yeah.
Because everybody was playing and everybody was watching.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was like,
How late into it did I jump in?
We started playing in 18 or 19, so it would have been 2 or 3 years into the game.
I can't remember. I think my first new character was Moira. Was she a new character added later?
oh yeah, she was.
I think I started right when Moira was around. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't remember if Moira came before or after Orisa, but there had been Ana, Sombra,
They were both there.
Doomfist.
Doomfist was not there. He was later. Bastion, wasn't he added later?
I think he was on launch, wasn't he?
Oh,
Did Doomfist come before
Doom-
Moira and
I
Orisa
think he
or
was
after?
later. I remember really hating him when he came around.
Well, when he first came out, he was so
I'll
awful
find out.
that no one played. But then they changed his
And he was yeah,
kit, and
Yeah.
he was
and then
insane.
he was dominant. Yeah. Let's
And
find
now
out.
he's a tank, isn't he?
Yes.
I'm sure they've got all new heroes in that game that I don't even know exist. Because I think they've been releasing new ones with the new battle passes and stuff. And man, that game is. It's just such a shame. Blizzard in general is really just such a shame.
Yes. Echo was when I really got
Overwatch
off the
2.
bus.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
just such a.
Yeah.
The game was broken at that point.
I'm trying to think of when I stopped playing because it was before Overwatch 2 was even like announced. I think they
Bastion was
and
a
I didn't stop playing because of all the sexual misconduct and stuff that they had. I mean, I know they were dealing with that, but it's almost like they were so busy dealing with all of that they just stopped caring about their games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had a bunch of legal stuff that they had to jump, to sort through, which is understandable, but development for the game just stopped. Like, support just stopped.
Mm.
They just kind of let the esport die. And then they tried to bring it back, obviously, whenever they announced Overwatch 2 and all the PvE and all that stuff that was going to come out. But I think once they had that big, scandal and kind of all the resources just went into damage control and PR, I think at that point the game just got stale. There wasn't anything new, and that's when we really stopped playing. So
When Kaplan left too, that was
yeah.
he was the head
Mm-hmm.
of everything. So that was the writing on the wall.
Yep.
So you were right. Doomfist was right before Moira. So it was Ana Sombra, Orisa, Doomfist, Moira, Brigida. I think it might have been Brigida was when I jumped in.
Yeah.
I think Brigida, actually, now that you say that, might have been the straw that broke the camel's back for us to stop playing.
Yeah.
Because that's when, and that's kind of when the esports started dying too. This was around the time of all the sex scandal, where all you would see if you ever watched pro play was just 3 tank, 3
The
support.
goats comp.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Brigida was like the center of that.
Yeah.
And she was, if you ever played into her, I mean, literally, you just couldn't play Tracer. There was a lot of people you just couldn't play because she was on the field. She just did so many things, and the game just it felt a little too gimmicky at that point.
Mhm.
A lot of the skill got taken out, and it was just how quickly could you land your stun on Brigida, and
The esport got so out of control that there was no DPS, and it was just a matter of which side made the first error in team fights.
yeah,
Because once
Right.
one of
Well,
the 6 died, that was it.
everything
Like
else
it was
just
game
fell apart.
over.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it killed any chance the esport had of bringing in any kind of like non-player or
Yeah.
casual players,
Yeah.
because the comp itself was so complicated and it was so much chaos in the team fights that
It's hard to track what was going on. Yeah.
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 You would just see someone die, and then everybody would die, and it's like, oh, the fight's over. What
Yeah.
the hell just happened? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You ever
yeah,
think?
yeah.
You ever think game like I always talk about this with Navarro and Dan about Warzone, how I want them to just bring back OG Warzone, like Verdansk, original map. Do you think there's ever like gonna be a world where they do that, like even in Halo or like in Overwatch, where they just bring back an OG, how the game started out and everybody was the happiest?
I think they will, because they'll sell 1 million copies of whatever game,
Right.
and they'll make a ton of money. And I know that that's true, because old school RuneScape is wildly successful, and classical WoW is wildly
That's right.
successful.
I
Okay.
didn't even think of that.
And so now those are a little bit different because they're subscription based, but which sucks, by the way, right? Like they're releasing stuff that was released 10 years ago, branding it as new content, because everything that they've released recently is so bad that I don't. There's just so much to go into with.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't. I haven't played Warzone since like season 1 of Warzone, because it hasn't been worth playing for
Exactly.
4 or 5 years, however long.
All you hear is people say, just bring back, I wish they had the original map with the original gameplay.
Yeah.
None of these zip lines and moving trains and all that crap. There's so many guns in this freaking game. You don't know what's good anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's so complicated. It
Well,
got to a
and-
point where it's too much.
And they were crossing over like different guns from different Call of Duty games,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Mhm.
and some of the Call of Duty games were like based in like World War II or something,
Mhm.
and then you had some that were
In
modern
space.
day. Yeah,
Yeah.
like what?
In
How the hell are they
space.
going to balance? And
Yeah.
there's just I don't know. I don't know. Call of Duty though for me hasn't really been worth playing since. I think the last Call of Duty I really sunk time into was Black Ops 3, and that was mostly for the zombies. So
I haven't played a multiplayer Call of Duty heavy since Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah,
which is back in that same era.
Yeah, that is the same. All the new stuff is ooh.
Yeah, they haven't done a good one.
Yeah,
it's so damn complicated. Like there's so much into it,
and it doesn't need to be.
Yeah, like I think they feel like they have to innovate and push forward, but like no.
Well, they are kind of. I kind of see the logic, right? Because did that just? It's just the screensaver. Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, like they're kind of it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if they don't change anything, then it's the same people that complain about like Madden and FIFA just being the same thing over and over again every year.
Yeah.
How do you update
true.
a game like that, right? You can't really change that much because the sport doesn't really change that much,
Do you feed into the argument that they should just do a Madden Infinite and then just update a roster every year?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't know how they'd monetize it outside of doing like a subscription base.
Right.
Which that would suck.
Well, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
What if they did? I don't know how they.
I haven't played a
monetize
game like that
it.
seriously in a long time though. So
I haven't either. Because like NBA, I think didn't they go to a battle pass model? They did. I think 2K24 had some sort of battle pass where you still had to buy the $70 game and then it was $30 for
That's
the battle
what I
pass.
hate. Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
What if they did a Madden Infinite, or you bought it at launch, call it $70, whatever, and then every year $20.
Yeah, you just renew your subscription or whatever, and they just update the rosters.
Right.
Or really, the game engine. I don't know that the game engine's really changed in probably 5-10 years. It's like the same game. They maybe tweak the graphics a little bit, but a lot of the
what
game.
What more can you do?
The game physics and stuff are what they are, and they have been that way forever. Right. I mean,
right. Like, but then it's like, is that the end of an era of new games every year kind of thing? But then it's like you're just buying the same game, just new roster.
Yeah.
Like, do you let that go?
They
did it with Halo.
Yeah.
It seems to work. I mean, it
but
sucked
Halo
at
had
launch.
enough. Now Halo got to the point where they had their own problems, and the last good Halo was like Halo Reach or something. Everything after that, they started making. I mean, they fully the difference between what Halo Reach was and what Halo 4 was is it was a completely different game, and I actually think it was a different developer. And a lot of the classic traditional things that were in Halo that people were used to got taken away in Halo 4 and never came back. And I think that Halo's kind of died because of that. But I don't know. I just think, Madden, even Call of Duty falls in the same boat. Like a lot of AAA gaming now is so stale. Like Assassin's Creed, it's not an online game, but kind of the same thing where they just take the same game and they slap a new coat of paint on it depending on what era the game is set in, but it's still the same game. Yeah. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the one that was in like ancient Greece, is the same thing as Valhalla, but it's just set in a different place, right? So
that was the one and the only Assassin's Creed I played, and I loved it. But it's because it's the only one I played.
Yeah. I played all the way back in like Assassin's Creed 2 days. Like Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, incredible. Amazing.
Did you play Black Flag?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good too.
I thought Black Flag was fun, and looking back on it, I have more respect for that game now just because I know where the series is at. Like Black Flag at the time was like, this isn't really that great. It's not really an Assassin's Creed game because it's not really a very assassin-y. It's more of the big open world, and you've got your pirate ship and stuff.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2 was, stealth
peak
and
actual assassin.
Yeah.
That's the biggest complaint,
right?
Since that game has been out, as it gets further and further away from the assassination stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know.
Valhalla is a good time. I'm just going to tell you.
No,
it is it's not the traditional like what Trey's talking about.
Yeah.
But it's a really good game.
And I wonder if it's why, because me and you jumped in at those games. I only played Odyssey. You've only played Valhalla.
Yeah.
We think they're great. I loved Odyssey.
I really liked Odyssey. I played Odyssey to completion. I think I almost 100% of the game. I really liked it. But looking back on it, it's I think that
I think it towed the line well with assassination and just going in head first. You could play that game assassin.
yeah,
if you want
I
to
think
call
now though it's just they've just gotten to the point with that whole series where it's just the same. It's just
Yeah.
the same thing.
Doesn't it suck though? It's like almost end of an era for a lot of these games, and they can't just call it quits. But then it's like people want more, but then what more can you do for these kind of games? You're seeing it with a lot of games that we grew up with. At a certain point, you got to just cut the cord, I guess.
Yeah, sadly they won't until
Yeah, they
people
won't.
quit buying them. I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing as like when people keep remaking movies. They need.
Well, they don't want to
name.
take the. I mean,
There's no
the
risk.
big companies. Yeah, that's what it is. The big companies are so risk averse at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing for an indie game, to come out and be like a really, really good idea, and a lot of people buy it and play it
Mhm.
because there's no risk for an indie game because there's not a lot of financial backing. You don't have stakeholders, or shareholders that you have to appease, and you don't have target numbers you need to hit. You're just making a good game because you like to make a good game. Like Ubisoft has to hit a certain, revenue threshold so that their shareholders stay happy, so that way leadership stays in charge and they don't, So that's why there's not really, they have a formula that evidently works for Assassin's Creed games because millions of people still buy them every time they
Right.
release them. So there's no incentive for them to be innovative because, being innovative might lose them money. And
Yeah.
it's purely,
It's a lose-lose.
yeah, it's purely revenue driven for better or worse. So that's, yeah. I mean, I
It's
could
a
go
sad
on and
reality
on.
of the
It's
newer.
a sad reality for
Yeah.
AAA gaming, but I will say a lot of smaller studios and indie studios are killing it right now.
Yeah.
Like, I actually think some of the best games that I've played in a long time have been released within the last year,
Mm-hmm.
but they've not been big studios. It's all been, Baldur's Gate 3 absolutely took over the world when it came out, and rightfully so. I
Mhm.
don't know if you guys have played it.
I'm scared.
It is very impressive. Elden Ring, obviously, From Software. They're a little bit bigger, and they've gotten bigger now, but their philosophies are not that of a lot of the big AAA studios. And Elden Ring's got a DLC that's about to come out. There's been a couple of other big ones. There's a game called Pal World. I don't know if you guys heard about Pal
Oh,
World.
yeah.
Pal World
we've heard about Pal World.
took
Yeah.
over the world for a little
Yeah.
bit there.
Pokemon?
Yeah.
There's the game
It's
right
like
now, the
Pokemon
big
with
game, and
guns.
this was the game that I was going to pitch to you guys. It's called Helldivers 2.
I've
if you
heard
guys
of
I
it.
have heard of Helldivers, yeah.
Helldivers is
Let's look it up.
what I equate it to is the old Halo firefight days. You guys remember this? Where it's just spawning, it's just waves of enemies.
Yeah.
That's
They took
kind
that
of,
away, didn't they? Wasn't that a big
Yeah, I think
complaint?
they did. Yeah.
In Infinite or something?
I think that's what that's kind of, if you've never played Helldivers, that's a good way of thinking about it. It's purely PvE. There's no PvP in the game at all. You spawn in, and you're just running around just killing mobs of enemies, and you're doing little objectives all over the map, and then boom, you're done. That's your mission.
Yeah.
But it's first of all, it's first of all, it's just really well made. The game runs smoothly. It was a finished product when it came out. The only issues they've had are server capacity issues, which they fixed very quickly. And it's the whole premise. That premise is that you're a citizen of Super Earth, right? And this is this kind of utopian future of Earth is now called Super Earth, and it's this big, cohesive, harmonious society. And the whole point of the game is that you're spreading democracy throughout the galaxy, right? And so the way you spread democracy is by killing alien
Blowing
bugs.
shit up.
Blowing
Love
shit
it.
up. That's exactly right. So, so you're liberating all the planets from all the bugs and the robots and all that. So,
Get them out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's actually been one of the big games we've been playing, and it is cross-platform between PC and PlayStation. But
Now that I've jumped on that,
yeah,
I can join you.
it's like $30, I think, and it has a very defined gameplay loop where you're really doing the same thing over and over again, but the gameplay loop is so good it doesn't matter. You know, like you do the same thing over and over again, but man, is it fun.
Do you go in teams? Is it like Destiny kind of?
It's teams of 4. Yeah. You just hop in and you just kill bugs, man, and you know you do it for the liberation of the galaxy,
for democracy,
for freedom, and
that didn't go very far up.
It's also it's very interesting the way they have it set up. Right, the whole game is like this big, like always active, always live, like galactic war that's happening. So when another team, finishes a mission on a planet, it updates the status of the mission for everybody else who's playing the game at one time, right? And they actually have it set up to where there's one of the lead developers on the game. His name is Joel. They have dubbed him as kind of like the War Master. And so this, it's a live service game. Obviously, it has to be for what they're wanting to do, but all the missions and stuff that are happening, whenever you complete a mission, the effects of you completing the mission affect what everybody else is doing in the game, right? And you have this guy named Joel is, they kind of call him the War Master. He's almost like a dungeon master in D&D, where he is creating different scenarios and plugging them into the game. And like he'll say, hey, this planet over here has a big, there's this invasion of, automaton robots or whatever is affecting this planet. So we all there's a special order that he puts out, and all the players all together go in and hop on the same planet together, and everybody's, killing the same bugs. And so it's interesting how they've created this community, and it kind of is like propaganda, but you do feel like you're, jokingly, yes, fighting for Super Earth, but in reality, there is almost like a camaraderie of, the whole Helldivers community is, playing these missions together, and it is affecting, the map and the universe within the game. And so it's very interesting the way that they've set it up, but it's, it's taken over the world right now.
That is cool.
It, so wow. It's very, very cool. So
did a Japanese publisher make this?
No, I believe it's an American publisher.
Okay.
I thought we thought it was like a Japanese publisher, because I was like, this whole democracy thing, it sounds like it was made by some Asian guy who doesn't really understand the concept of what democracy is. They're just making fun of Americans, but
yeah. Well, I asked because of the Super Earth. That is the most Japanese sounding
thing
I've ever heard. Instead of Earth, Super.
Super Earth. I'll need to show you guys the the intro video for it. There's a lot of humor.
Is it something like Destiny where it's almost too late to jump into at a certain point?
No,
really.
No, you can hop in at any time and roll with it.
You level up guns, level up your person.
You level up. I guess you can think of it like a battle pass, but it's not really a battle pass. But it's they just have these different. You can call them battle passes, but just these kind of catalogs of weapons and armor stuff that you go through. But none of the armor is actually they give you different perks, but they're not really like. It's not like traditional progression, as in like the best armor is later in the game. It's all kind of rated the same.
Yeah.
So
is this something where, because you've played obviously probably a couple hours, if me and Ash jumped in today, you would be able to play with you and be like right there.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, is it, I pay $30 for the game and I don't have to pay any more money?
Correct.
Okay. I like that.
They do have a currency in the game that you can buy, like a microtransaction currency.
I'm out.
But
No, I'm kidding.
It would be just so you could buy one of those battle passes sooner.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the stuff in that
So
battle
it's like an
pass
option.
is not necessarily better than what's in the rest of the game. It's just,
Okay.
I
like the option.
Yeah. So, like, if I spend $10 on the game and you guys don't, I'm not really going to be ahead of you guys. There's no advantage to me spending money. So,
I really like the sound of this.
when we get done with this, I'm gonna show you guys some videos.
Please.
It is a very impressive game. Very impressive. So,
all right.
My PlayStation's right there. If you put a hard sell, I'm more than likely to spend some
Mm.
money. I'm on vacation.
That's true. You're on vacation.
Wait, do you work next week?
Heck no. I'm on vacation. Remember when I sent you that photo?
I thought you just meant for the weekend.
Nah. I'm on vacation.
Hey, what are you doing Wednesday? You want to come by and hang out at rehearsal?
I'm going to be out of
He
town.
better be there Tuesday.
I will be there Tuesday.
Okay.
We got Easter rehearsal.
I will be there
Is
Tuesday.
that Easter or Good Friday?
Good Friday.
Good Friday.
Which I continue to call Black Friday, but Good Friday.
I didn't
Friday.
touch Easter music yet. Is it intense?
I would touch it.
I don't think we're doing.
Thankfully,
I like that song though.
There was no disturbance in the forest when the playlist was issued, so
Okay.
that one's not in there.
Cool. I'll touch it. It'll be next week, but I'll touch it.
I mean, Easter's in 2 weeks. So.
Yeah. I'm always prepared.
Spoken like a true rhythm guitarist over there.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
Which power chord am I playing?
What's the worst that can happen? In
Yeah.
E flat over an F?
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I'll touch it. Yeah, I'll look into Helldivers. I'd like to play a game with you again. Remember when I texted you earlier a couple weeks ago about the Overwatch thing? When I missed those days where I would just when you didn't have
Oh
a
yeah,
job,
yeah.
and I would just text Trey one emoji, and I'd be like, I'll be on in 30.
Yeah, when you're having a bro moment, get a room. Like, don't bring me in on that.
Why?
Why? We want you to be.
You
a
could
part
have
of it.
easily been involved.
I'm like the
He was
guy.
involved one time. We played one Saturday
One
together.
time.
I'm
We had
like
a hell of a time though.
the guy in the park watching the couple make out in front of him. You two were having
I
a
don't know that
moment.
it's
I'm
Hey,
just, I'm just
okay,
there as a
then
bystander.
then go home.
What?
Let us enjoy the park.
No, you brought me into that.
I know.
I didn't
To be
ask
honest,
be
I was
brought in.
scrolling down looking for Trey, and Trey and Ash showed up first. And I was like,
Yeah,
we'll get Ashton. I wanted you to feel left out
It's
because I
like-
wanted you to play Overwatch with us.
See, I know what he
I
was
know,
doing.
I know. Yeah.
It's like when you and Zach are planning couples nights out with Savannah and Katie, and
Now-
I'm in the conversation.
Now,
I'm
to
like,
be fair,
dude,
to be fair,
here we go.
Zach starts that conversation in that group chat. I wouldn't do that.
I don't believe it. I think Zach's got my back. I think that
I think it's the exact opposite, Zach. I don't know if he does it on purpose. He probably just. That's when we all talk, is in that chat.
you and Zach don't text each other just like one-on-one. Yeah, you do. See,
We did actually. He called me last night, and then we texted. So yeah, I guess, but we don't. I don't put thought into it. Like when I did it with that time I did put thought into it. I can't speak for Zach. I apologize. That's on him.
all right. All right.
But I know I wouldn't do that. If we were planning a couples night, I would not text in our group chat because you would just sit silent and know you're reading every single text. Like, get bent, get bent, get bent, get bent.
It's like when Trey, we've got the wedding coming up, and there is a group text of what, like 20 people. Yeah. That we
I
occasionally
only know 3 of them.
yeah. There's like 9 numbers that are just unknown, you know,
Mhm,
those kind of group
Oh yeah,
conversations.
yeah.
But Tim's soon to be wife drops in this message last week. She's like, just so everyone knows, you have to sit with the wedding party until we finish dinner, and then you can go hang out with your spouses. Like, thanks, Anna. Yeah, I'll be sure to do that.
Right. You know it's going to be me and you hanging out the whole night.
It better be.
It's going to be fun.
When is theirs? Is it 2 weeks? Next
Week from today.
Cool, cool.
Tim will be a
Married
married man a week from today.
Good
Yeah.
for Tim. Good for Tim.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a big freaking wedding. Yep. I think he's nervous a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I think it's getting to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you nervous for yours?
I don't think so. Not that I remember. He's nervous because of some certain situations, and I didn't have those issues, I guess you could say.
Tell me if I'm wrong here. I feel like Jesse was sad in a way.
Okay.
And it had nothing to do with Savannah or the fact he was getting married. I think it was more the fact that
I know what you mean.
a chapter of his life was...
The realization that single life is over, and
I was going right from the happiest time in my life, living with...
Oh, man.
Literally, I say this to her. This isn't... She hates it.
This was the happiest time of my life, and then I got married.
But listen, man. Listen to my situation. I knew Tim before I was born, and Tim was there. I've always known Tim. I was around when Jake was born. Jake's Tim's younger brother.
Mhm.
I've known Dan, obviously, my whole life. Like, I was living with 3 of the people that I've known the longest for 2 years. Like, I was living with them. Like, it was awesome. Everything about that time. It's like you said when you moved out
at college.
at college and you moved away from campus. You were with and Ashton was there all the time. Navarro would visit all the time. Like, it was awesome. So when I say it was the funnest time in my life, it's because of that, not because I'm sadder now that I'm living with my wife, obviously. So yeah, I know what you mean.
I get what you mean.
So I know what you mean when you say that I was getting sad. I was sad.
Even at his wedding, like leading up to it, he had this. There was like this element of sadness to him. I'm like, Jess, I feel you, man. Like
Yeah, and it wasn't at all about getting married. Like
Yeah.
I was obviously, like you say, you're married your best friend. I married my best friend. Like, but it was end of a chapter that was too short. That was the problem.
Yeah.
It was only
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, I get it.
Like, it was far too short for what we were doing there. So that's why. I'm not sad. She doesn't listen anyway. Hannah listens sometimes. So maybe Hannah, just don't tell Savannah these past 5 minutes
Hannah, send me more text messages to hang out with my spouse.
about spouses. If it makes you feel better, all the other girls on the other side don't have spouses. That does make them feel better. Oh.
Almost died.
It's a little far-fetched.
All right, I could say something that would just really get him going, and I'm not going to do it. So
Me?
Continue. Yeah.
Let's do it.
No, let's not.
Come on, we got time.
I don't want to do it.
I know what it's about.
Yeah, I know you do.
It's your fault.
I feel like it has to be said now
It's his fault.
All right.
because I don't know the context here.
All right, Trey. So
He left my bachelor party early, so I had to punish him.
Pat also left early. He didn't get punished.
He had to.
So if you're
Fill him in.
if you're planning a wedding, your wedding,
Mm-hmm.
you're working out the logistics of your wedding party. Part of the logistical preparation there is who walks down the aisle with who.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you've got a friend that's single,
Yeah.
you know, weddings are not a bad place to introduce single people to each other that may not be familiar with.
Potentially think might be a good fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Key.
All
Think
right.
that might be a good fit.
So
You wouldn't just set 2 people up for the hell of it, right? I mean,
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep that in mind when he tells you the rest
Okay,
of the
let's hear
stupid
it.
story.
all right. So if you had a single friend, one that you're fairly close to,
Mm-hmm.
that your single friend would say, "That guy's got my best interests at heart."
Okay.
Right? All right.
I love the way you word the rest of the story also every time.
So would you, in that situation of looking out for your single friend, pair him with someone who happened to be homosexual?
Oh my god! I was not expecting that.
I'm glad he's laughing now because last time I brought it up, he got really upset.
I love when he gets there.
So
I love
you.
so
Trey, let
good.
me throw in this detail.
My god!
It's so good.
Let me throw in this detail. The groom's party had 9 people. And the bride's party had 9 people, right?
Okay, so that's the biggest wedding. That's
there is
20
a-
No. No, there was like 6.
All right.
No, 6.
Billy, Tim, Jake, me, Pat, Daniel.
6 and me is 7. It was 7.
Who was the 7th?
Navarro, was he in it?
You had a 7th. Okay, maybe
I think it was 7 total,
on each side.
including yeah.
So
Wait,
there
was
was
Navarro? Did
so
you
there
say
was
Navarro?
16 people total.
Did you say Navarro?
No, was he in it? I feel like we're forgetting someone. Pat, Daniel,
I feel so bad right now. Was he in my wedding?
Pat, Dan,
He's like one of my
Navarro.
best friends from high school.
Do you have pictures?
Let me
of
look
your
at the
wedding?
photo.
All right, Trey. Regardless, there was more than 6 people
Right,
on
right,
each party,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Okay. So, who does that?
So he said, was it?
And here was the kicker, is that originally is not who I was supposed to walk with.
So you walked down with a gay friend of.
No, Savannah's sister. She's a lesbian.
Okay. Okay.
I am so sorry, Navarro. He was in my
Okay.
wedding. So there was 8. There was 8, right?
So then there was 18 people up there.
No, 8 total. 16.
Right, but you and Savannah was 18.
No, 8, including me. So 16.
So
8 on each side.
Billy, Tim, Jake, Daniel, myself, Pat, Navarro, and you. 16.
8.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you done?
Anyway.
Are you done?
Okay. Let's hear. Let's hear it.
First of all, he had to be punished. Second,
Was it because you left early?
yeah. Second, no, that wasn't really it, but yes. Second, at his original pairing, first of all, I didn't like the pairing. Nothing was going to happen. Nothing was going to happen. Savannah did it. When I said to Ashton that was what the pairing was, he showed no signs of anything that had to do with interest.
All right.
From the idea of how the pairing was going to go. So then when Savannah was like, hey, we need to nail down these pairings, I was like, I don't care. And then it got laid out, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Put Ashton with a gay person.
She lives in Florida.
Now, Trey.
Yeah.
What he's saying is not incorrect.
It's just a courtesy that you wanted.
There was no interest on my side. But, this is going to sound so douchey, but
And it is.
there's there's a certain amount of comfort you have when, let's say, you're in that situation and you know that the other person's happy to be around you, right?
Sure.
So I was cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to do anything mean later on or
Right.
But also, was there ever a situation the whole night where you talked to any of the bridesmaids?
I had no chance to
Exactly.
because
It
you
wouldn't
didn't present an opportunity.
It
for me.
wouldn't have mattered who you were with.
No. That's like telling me I didn't hit the baseball because you never threw one to me.
I didn't want you to hit it.
You see what I? You see
Do you
what
not
I'm saying?
think-
I feel like we're.
Tell us, Dr. Phil.
No. I just. I feel like.
Do you not trust me?
No.
What?
How long have you and Savannah been married?
4 years.
So okay,
It doesn't actually bother me. I just like to.
He likes to bring
bring
it
it
up.
up.
Yeah.
He likes that
It's
little
just a funny-
thorn.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if it makes you feel better, Savannah hasn't talked to that friend basically since. She wasn't even tight. Nothing was going to happen.
Why would that make me feel better or not better?
Because there was no chance. There was and
Yeah.
I didn't want that.
I wasn't interested.
I didn't want that, Ash. I know you very well. I'm not gonna potentially maybe put you in a situation where you get with this person that I don't want you to get with.
Look, man,
Looking out for you.
When you're in high school and you got a girl that clearly is into you, you're not interested. But it's fun to like. I know this is gonna sound mean, but it's fun to just like have
Okay, I see what you mean.
have fun with them. You know, not in a manipulative, leading on way, but
I see what you mean.
yeah.
He likes to bring this up.
So yeah, Trey, this is what you get, man. You said, well, now you gotta tell
Well,
us.
and I'm glad I got a good laugh out of it. So
Okay.
It comes up like every other year.
Everyone wins.
It's fun. Yeah. Now he knows. I feel so bad I didn't remember Navarro was in my wedding.
Yeah, you should.
That's sad. There were so many.
Now, Trey, I'm in trouble because I also had to leave Tim's bachelor party early too.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's 0 for 2.
Crazy.
So now Tim's gonna screw me.
He's 0 for 2.
Dude, I got so sick
At Tim's or
at Tim's
Yeah.
wedding. Or
Bachelor?
bachelor
Yeah.
party. I either got food poisoning or had a stomach virus.
Yeah.
I woke up Saturday morning and just absolutely hurled my guts.
Jeez. That's my least favorite thing in existence.
But don't you feel so good right after?
No.
No.
My college roommate is that way.
I don't
Kyle.
know.
He's the weirdest when it comes to that because he'll just like go throw up and he's like, all right, I'm good.
Mhm. I'm
I
like that.
hate it. Yeah, I can't stand it. It's the worst feeling.
Hmm.
I don't feel better.
Yeah. You feel like you're dying when you're doing it. Like you literally are not. You can't breathe. And
Mhm.
it's like, this is it. This is how you're gonna die. But right when I flush the toilet, I'm like, let's go.
No, that's
No,
not what happened
no.
to me.
Interesting.
No. That's my roommate Kyle.
Yeah.
We were skiing at Lake Tahoe one time over spring break, and he just wasn't feeling well. Got down to the bottom of the mountain, threw up in the snow, kind of on the side. He's like, "All right, let's go, ready to go." Weirdest thing ever. I don't get it. If I did that, I'd be out for the rest of the
Really?
trip. Yeah.
Because it's like it's out of you.
No.
Like
I also don't. I mean, I only throw up when I'm like violently sick though. Like I don't throw up just to like. I don't think I've ever thrown up just to get something out of my system. It's been like, I'm ill.
For me, it's to get.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's to
And
get
so
it
if
out
I
of my
throw up
system.
once, I throw up multiple times over the course of several days because I'm, you know.
The last like 6 times it's been like drank too much, that kind of stuff.
And that's
I
different.
haven't got sick in a very long time.
Yeah. That one's different. Like once you get it out of you, you do feel better. This was whatever I have was not it.
Yeah.
The worst part for me with that is you know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 30 seconds ahead when you know, especially when you are just standing there over the toilet, like waiting for it.
Come on, let's get it. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you know it's coming.
I hate that because then you're like, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
You're completely like there. You're like, "Ah, here we go.
Here we
And
go,
You go
yep.
sit over there. You're like,
Yep.
and then you get there. And then it's so dumb.
So, anyways, Tim's getting married next week.
Yeah.
Good for Tim. Good for Tim.
Yeah, we'll see how he handles it. That's why he hasn't been here for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But moving forward, we're gonna start recording on Thursdays.
Are
so
they?
that he
Is
can
she
make it.
coming up here to live with him? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll move up here. They moved
Okay.
all their stuff in this past week.
Cool.
So I think she's pretty much moved. Yep. So he's growing up, dude. Never would have thought Tim was gonna be married. He's the last person.
At some point, I gotta grow up.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No. Overrated, man.
Do it.
Do
It's
it.
not overrated.
Trace's not
I like-
overrated.
I love married life.
No, I love it too.
Yeah.
I'm saying for him. He doesn't
Oh.
want to do it.
Oh.
He's happy. I mean that because you're happy. Come on, man. Don't turn this on me. I mean this because you're happy.
Do I seem happy?
Yes.
Cool.
It's not. Yeah. I don't mean this to sound mean, but it's not for you. You seem
gracious.
no, because he's very happy with himself. He doesn't want it. We've had these conversations.
You can be content being single, right?
Yeah, that's what I
You know,
mean.
Yeah. That's
Not like, oh, it's not for you. I mean it. You don't need it. I need somebody with me at all times. You don't.
Just ignore him. Just ignore him. Just ignore him.
Come on, man. I'm making it sound negative. I'm meaning he's happy. What are you gonna do?
All right, folks. This episode was
We've
brought
had
to you.
these talks.
This
Come
episode was brought
on.
to you by Car Commercial
Car Healthcare Realty.
Car Healthcare
Car.
with the official Yeti mug over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Branded Yeti mug.
Still got a cookie.
Yeah.
I gotta finish.
All right, gentlemen. What are we doing this weekend?
Tell me, Trey.
I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow,
Nice.
and then playing Sunday. And that's it. I'm gonna take it easy this weekend, man.
My grandmother
Good.
turns 84 tomorrow.
Oh,
You gonna go see her?
I'm gonna go spend some time with her tomorrow.
that'd be good.
84.
84. It's crazy.
You sure your grandmother's turning 80?
She's
right?
turning 80 in April, so next month, and we're going down to Florida for all that. So yeah.
Do you still have how many grandparents do you still have?
I have 2 on my mom's side, 1 on my dad's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dad's side, his mom is still alive. My dad's dad died 4 years ago, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah. Yep. They all live in Oklahoma. So
Wow.
So we only get to see them about once or twice a year
Yeah.
around the holidays. So, but they're good people. Julianna has a really good relationship with all of them too, which is good. Julianna only has one grandparent alive, and it's her dad's mom, and they don't have the best relationship. But she's taking advantage of the fact that I have living grandparents. So
Good.
So she's doing that. So
Good.
yeah.
Me and Savannah have neither. None of us have grandparents.
Really?
Yeah, both of ours died when we were pretty young. I think I was maybe like 11 or 12 when my last grandparents died. Hers might have been before that. Yeah. Maybe I was a little bit older. I don't know. But yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I love grandparents, though. They're my favorite people. Older people. I feel like I attach to them. I really, really like older people.
Yeah, I do more now. I mean, there's just a certain level of respect that I have now that I didn't have, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So.
Ellen Brown almost feels like a grandma to me.
Does she?
She pulled me aside Wednesday night. She said, "When did you start wearing glasses?" So I gave her the whole thing about the last month or so. And I told her that I was not up for contacts. Just wasn't open to it. And I definitely wasn't open to LASIX. So she proceeds to tell me that she could not see leaves on trees until she was 5 or 6 when she got like Coke bottle glasses where like her vision was that bad.
Yeah.
And
Were they orange?
when she was in, I don't know, she didn't say.
The leaves.
What? What is
orange leaves? Don't worry about it.
Oh.
It's too late.
Oh, they're talking about the glasses.
I didn't. He's making a lame Fall Out Boy joke. So anyway,
I love it. You're
she
what?
said that. She said that when she was in middle and high school, that hard contacts came out of like a thing. She said that the thing with those was that you couldn't wear them for long periods of time because it would start to alter the shape of your eye.
Okay.
So it was only a temporary solution.
That's so sketchy.
So anyway, she said that she wore them for like as long as she possibly could before the doctor told her that you're not going to be able to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She said in 2002 she got LASIX, and that when she woke up, that she almost cried because she could actually see.
Yeah.
was like, wow. All right. Well, that's an amazing story.
So it must have been that bad. Like her sight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I told Trey a couple weeks ago. I found out what the LASIK procedure is. And when I found out, I was like,
They
oh,
just,
yeah.
like,
No.
Put a laser in your.
They
Don't they cut it open?
They roll your eyes back
Yeah.
and like cut across the back of it and then shoot a laser into
Yeah.
your cornea. But when you initially wake up, you can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like water's all in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And they give you something to put you to sleep. And then when you wake up,
Yeah.
you can see. It's just the small, like it's like flying on a plane where like the risk is small, but
There's that 0.1% chance that
you wake up and you'll never see again.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. My vision has not turned in any way negative at all. Julianna keeps telling me, she's like, one of these days you're gonna need. She said, my dad's the same way, and just a few years ago you need to start using readers.
She does glasses sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, her eyes are shit.
Really?
They're horrible. But
She does contacts?
she does contacts.
though?
Yeah, she
Okay.
does contacts. I mean, if she's around the house, obviously she'll just
Yeah.
wear glasses. Yeah, but she's been contacts for as long as we've been together. I've never needed anything. I mean,
Me either.
so I don't know what it's like to see things blurry. It's
Yeah.
What a statement.
What a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the thought of not being able to see, it's just like
Yeah, you're almost like, can you really not see?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
is it really
fake- it's
blurry,
fake.
or
Yeah,
do
yeah,
you
yeah.
feel like it's blurry?
like sometimes Julianna will kind of like give an example. Like she'll take everything off and like says like, okay, I can't see
That's
that. I don't know
crazy.
that. I'm like, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trying?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you believe these two?
Sorry, dude.
But I know I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be 50, and I'm gonna have to have the readers or whatever
Probably.
the old people have. So
Yeah, probably. It's going to happen eventually. I keep getting emails about getting an eye exam because I had something messed up in my eye like a year ago. I had like a crazy vein. And I went and got it checked out. And ever since then, every 6 months, they're like, time for your eye exam. And it just freaks me out. So I unsubscribed.
Nice.
Yeah. As long as no one talks about it, it's fine.
Right.
My eyes are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I am not doing anything this weekend, actually. So that's it.
hey, you're on vacation.
I'm on vacation. Yeah. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow also. And then Sunday, I don't know. What?
Sunday you should be playing.
You should be
I hate
playing.
that I backed out of it. Like I said, I canceled it when we were doing a vacation. And then it turns out it was Tim's wedding, and then it was too late. Didn't want to tell you too late and kick off who
Is what
I
it is,
could have
man.
kicked off. But
That is what it is.
I could have even played next week too, hypothetically.
Don't tell me that.
Why?
Because we
'Cause
got
you
a
may
hell
need
of.
it?
I mean, next.
Oh wait,
is,
it's
it-
Easter.
is Palm Sunday.
No, it's the Sunday before Easter.
It's Palm Sunday, but there's 2 new songs we're doing, but it's a very up tempo kind of set.
Is there
And
somebody that you might need swap-a-roo or?
No, I
Oh,
mean
okay.
at this
Oh,
point.
it's the Banger Band, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really good band.
Yeah. You don't need me.
I mean, I don't get Steven very often, and he's really good, so I'm gonna take advantage of having him
Yeah.
on acoustic. But
Yeah, so you don't need me.
no, but I'd love to have you. And I know you'd like to
Appreciate it.
play with Taylor and Ashton and
Yeah.
Jonatas and Tim.
Yeah, it's been a long
I mean,
time.
it's the best possible group. Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
is. Yeah.
So
I'll miss out on it. What are you going to do? I'll be back.
You should come hang and watch.
If
so
I'm
that's
here.
all right. Yeah,
I can
if you're here on Wednesday, just come jam out for a little bit. Give Tom
I
a hard
definitely
time.
won't be here Wednesday. That's what sucks.
Okay.
I'm leaving Wednesday morning.
Let's see. Come give Tom a hard time. And Ross. Ross will be on too.
Mm. Yeah.
He's missing out on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know everything. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, got anything else?
I don't think so, man. I know David isn't listening, but he was MVP this week, but with helping me with the video, with the lights, with everything. Working DaVinci, so I texted him a ton today and was like, dude, thank you so much. Because this is a lot more intensive than what it seems.
Yeah.
So
David,
thanks for that.
David, thank you.
I don't know who you are, David, but thanks, guy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Jesse, thank
Yeah.
you. You've sunk a lot of hours into this, so
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I do appreciate you doing that and really taking this beyond just a fun passion project to something
Mhm.
next level. So
Mhm.
I think
Let's get a second camera in here. Stick it right there.
I would
Get
love to get a
multiple
second
shots.
camera.
You know?
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the next step. I was looking at 4K cameras today. This
Ooh.
week. I really was. Because I was thinking the iPhone was a no-go. So I was like, I'm just going to buy it. I don't care. I'm just going to do it. But I'm not saying no to it. I'll say that. So maybe I have 2 one day. But yeah.
I mean the progress we've made just in 6 months is night and day. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
cool, something to be proud of.
Dude, thanks for filling in.
Hey, man. Anytime you need me.
Dude, I love hanging out with you.
Yeah, same
I think
here.
it's a good time. We don't get to do it very often. Guitar
Yeah.
Center was a hell of a time the other week.
Dude, it
and
was so fun.
need to make some more music together.
And did you make a purchase yet?
No, I tried to.
Okay.
Hey, I tried to. You know what I tried to do? I tried to do the Easy Pay thing.
Yeah.
I got denied.
No.
The guy called me and he was like, "Hey man, sorry, unfortunately we denied." I'm like,
dude.
"You're killing. You just ruined my week, dude."
Now I got to go record a podcast and talk about
This
it.
is on like Monday or Tuesday. I think this was this week.
That sucks, man.
And Julianna like had just gotten home from work when I got that phone call, and I hung up the phone. I'm like, "Bullshit." And like at various points throughout the day, I just kept,
Just yelling.
she was like, "Build a bridge, dude."
He's like in the basement. The nerve of that guy.
Yeah, that's like exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Like 4 hours later, I brought it up. I'm like, "This guy just killed my whole week."
Oh my god, that's so funny.
So are you giving up on it then?
No, not at all. I'm just gonna
Good.
wait until I can buy it.
Yeah.
Good.
Right. So it's more than I want to spend right now, but I'm hoping in the next month or two.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, I guess we can wrap this up.
Number 3 with Trey.
Yeah.
It's been a good one.
Yeah, dude.
Boys, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Put up some
absolutely. Looking forward to
You
the
know
next-
we will.
Oh yeah. Looking forward to going back to Hop Dotty soon.
Oh yeah.